Hello, hello, beautiful sister. Welcome to the Rose Temple. In this video, I'll be sharing a very important transmission from Quan about the power and potency of our tears. For those of you that don't know me, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Bach-Antonson from priestessrising.com. I'm a Magdalene Rose priestess, and it is my greatest honor to serve and to hold safe and sacred space and to create offerings for women on the path of divine feminine awakening who seek to activate their Magdalene codes, who seek to illuminate their wombs, be initiated in the archetypal priestess, reconnect with the rose lineage, and ultimately walk this path of light and be an emissary of the Divine Mother's love. So in this video today, Quan Yin comes through with a message that I've shared so many times in my mentorship sessions and in my mystery schools. And the word that I got was imperative. This is imperative that I make a video for the public on YouTube about this. So I don't know that this will be new information for you, but even if it's not, I hope that the transmission will come through as a beautiful reminder to your heart. We're first asked to reflect on the relationship that we have to our tears, particularly as women, and of course, men as well. Tears are something that ultimately so many people are uncomfortable with. When we cry, we often protect ourselves. We feel shameful. We feel bad. We feel as if we're taking up a lot of space. We kind of want it, we want to fix ourselves and compact the experience and kind of clean it up and get it over with. And I have run women's circles for 25 years, thousands and thousands of women's circles that I have facilitated. And whether it be a new circle of brand new women that don't know each other, or whether it be a really deeply woven sisterhood, it's amazing to me that what I witness over and over again is very consistent. That when a woman is sharing her truth and is truly in her heart, sharing vulnerably and authentically, and suddenly there's a wave of energy, a wave of emotion, and her voice cracks and the tears start to flow. Inevitably, I find over and over again, it comes from a very unconscious place. That woman will be sharing, and then suddenly she'll say, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, sorry. And we have this unconscious way of always apologizing for our tears as if they are wrong. Kuan Yin comes in with utter softness, but focus. As she who cries the tears of the world, as she who holds the codes of compassion, and she implores us to understand and to take back the right to cry, to understand that our tears are holy. Our tears are a blessing for all of humanity and the earth. Our tears are literally an act of baptism upon us. Isn't it interesting that your tears have salt in them? Tears are powerful and they are purifying. We store so much old trauma, distorted beliefs, ancestral karma in our body. And it's contracted. It's an energy that is almost like a concrete block. And every time that we cry, we are breaking apart that concrete block. We are taking like ice and we are melting it in the presence of vulnerability, openness, softening, and love. So every time that we are crying our tears, we are moving stuck energy from our body. We are moving emotions that didn't get the full wave. An emotion is energy in motion. But for so many of us, that emotion was meant to be a wave that was meant to crest and crash and then be complete. But it never got a chance to do that because once we felt it, we stopped it. As children, as 2-year-olds. It's funny because the 2-year-olds often get, the reputation. They're the terrible twos, right? Why? Because we can't control their emotions. They're going to take up as much space as they want to. They're going to scream, they're going to kick, they're going to pound, they're going to cry. And it can be a lot for those of us that that have been conditioned to hold in our emotions, right? It can be very confronting and uncomfortable. But that 2-year-old, imagine this, that 2-year-old is still biologically, physiologically perfect in that the body has not been unconditioned yet in how to handle big emotions. So that 2-year-old is going to feel something, it's going to feel it all the way down to their fingertips and their toes. And the wave is going to come and crash over them, and then it's going to complete. And if you've ever watched a 2-year-old be done with the tantrum, they get up, they wipe their tears, and they go back to play. They go back to joy. They are literally reset in their original innocence, because that was always what was meant to happen. Our bodies are designed to be able to handle the big energies of emotion. But in the parenting culture that we grow up in, our parents pick us up with all good intent and, oh, it's okay, stop crying, I'll get you ice cream, it's going to be all right, it's going to be okay. And ultimately, over and over and over, the child gets deconditioned to be able to feel, to receive that big energy, that wave, and to feel it fully. And then what ends up happening is at about 7, 8 years old, I'm sure everybody has a memory of this. Do you remember when that wave came and you could feel it and it got stuck right at your throat? And you feel that burn in your throat? That was all of that emotion that wanted to move from the lower chakras and be released back into the light, but we stopped it. And when it got stopped, energy never goes away. It just transforms. So it transformed from a wave of energy and it got stuffed down, and it's still in the body, but now it's a contracted, unexpressed, trapped emotion in the body. It's still an electric charge in the body. That's one of the reasons why, as adults, we get triggered about certain things, because every trigger is pushing the button of an unexpressed emotion that didn't get a chance to fully complete its wave. So, whenever it is that we feel a trigger, one of the very best, most self-honoring, self-love practices that we can do for ourselves, particularly as priestesses, is to stop, drop, turn toward yourself and to ask, where do I feel this? And to be present with the emotion, with openness and compassion to the very best of your ability. Maybe even to put your hand on your body as to where you're feeling it. It's usually in the heart, in the solar plexus, in the throat, sometimes other places as well, of course, but to drop your consciousness down to where that emotion is felt. And you will feel it in your body if you turn towards yourself and really tune in. And you know that old adage, the only way out is through. Whenever we have a challenge in life, we always have the choice of two responses. We can either harden or we can soften. And in this very patriarchal culture that we've grown up in, the tendency is to harden, to not feel, to power through, to muscle, to fix it, but not to feel it. And so the feminine is a reminder to us to soften, to lean back, let go, be present with that energy, and to allow it to move in your body. And what happens is then that dense, I'll use another metaphor, like that dense ball of yarn begins to unravel, and then the energy is released. And the more that you reconcile these stuck and trapped emotions, the more that you reconcile all of what's been stuffed down in your body, the clearer the mind becomes, the more open the heart becomes. So tears are a way of purifying everything that has not been reconciled in us. And we release it and we let it go. It's why you feel so tired after you have such a good cry, because you've emptied yourself of something. One of the best practices, by the way, is after you have a really good cry, to put your hands on your heart and to fill yourself with life force, light, and love, because you've just made such enormous space because you've emptied something. So to fill it up with an incredibly high frequency and a high vibration is a really beautiful thing to do. We're not always taught that, but that's a lovely practice to get into. Now, particularly for those of us that are priestesses, that are here to serve the lineage of the rose and the divine mother, and to help midwife humanity into the next golden age, we may be tasked, and it may be part of your mission, that you are here to cry the tears of the world. So oftentimes, then, when a wave comes in and you get touched by emotion, it may not have anything to do with your own past trauma. It may be that you are tuning in to the collective mind, to the collective closed heart of humanity, and you are feeling a chord to that energy. And through your body, you may have trained for this lifetimes ago in mystery schools, how to be a conduit for moving this huge stuck karmic energy for humanity. And so when you cry, then thinking of it as part of your service, as part of your sacred and holy work, to cry the tears of the world, to move some of humanity's stuck energy for those who are still so unconscious that they don't have access to be able to move the energy themselves. It's a very high holy mission, for those of us, for those of you that know that this is part of your path. Empaths, feelers, this very well might be part of what we came in to do. So, the other piece of Kuan Yin's transmission is a singular word that I am guided to bring in here, and it's the word mercy, merciful. It's not a word that we often use in the English language. It often feels a little biblical, and some people can kind of have a little resistance to it. But the prayer of, Dear Mother, Father, God, have mercy on me. Have mercy on us. Ooh, I get chills when I speak that. It is one of the most powerful prayers. It's actually, if you were to decode and translate one of the most high holy prayers of Yeshua, and from the biblical realms, Kyrie eleison, is God have mercy on us. And so if ever you are on a line, in traffic, in meditation, and really want to just open your heart and serve, that prayer of, please help me to be merciful. Help me to have mercy in my heart. Help me to embrace all of humanity through the vibration of mercy and compassion. Divine Mother, have mercy on us. Divine Mother, have mercy on those who cannot see me in my light. Have mercy on those who cannot see me because they cannot see themselves. Have mercy on those who hurt our planet and the body of our mother because they don't have any connection or reverence to their own body. Have mercy on us all. And there's something about this particular word that is truly powerful. I'm told that it's just a powerful place to put our focus and to put our attention, that there's an encodement within the word mercy. And so I just make the invitation for you to just begin to play with it, to use it, to chew on it, to be with it. Thank you for joining me in this video. May you cry loud. May you cry messy. May you cry ugly. May you cry unabashed. And may you know that every time that you wail, that you grieve, that you allow that energy to move through your body, it is a baptism, a purification, a cleansing, and a contribution to every single person that walks on this planet. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.